Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to the new year. This year I am coming at 2026 full force because I feel like it's going to be the best year ever. At the beginning of the year, I like to set new goals, and this is also the best time to revisit my bucket list of projects. There are a lot of projects that I still want to try out, and one of my biggest goals this year is to try new things and just make projects that spark creativity. I feel like in the past my projects always had to serve a purpose, but I'm realizing more and more that sometimes that purpose is as simple as making you smile or feel happy when you look at it. Like whenever I look around my apartment, I see a DIY piece and it automatically brings me back to the time that I made it, the process that it took to make it, and it always makes me feel really proud that I was able to create it with my own hands. So for today's video, I wanted to start the year off right and DIY in new creative ways that I haven't tried before. We're gonna head to IKEA to pick up some pieces for the base, and there are a couple projects that I'm not sure are gonna work or not, so fingers crossed that they do. We will see if we succeed, but let's go ahead to IKEA and let's start DIYing. Guys, I am here on a Saturday, which was already a big mistake, but it is so busy here. It took me like 5 minutes to find parking. There are like no spots available, so I'm sure it is super busy inside, so I'm gonna make this the fastest run ever. Let's go grab everything. Also, I'm wearing my bag charms that I made in my previous video, and look at how cute. Okay, wish me luck. I'm skipping all the showrooms and I'm going straight to the market hall. Look at these new wall shelves. They have the scalloping and they're only $8. And it also comes in pink. I feel like I need this in the future. This year, one of my goals is to read 15 books, which I have put onto Goodreads, so I have to make it happen, and I know I can do it. Reading is one of my favorite hobbies and something that I definitely want to do more of. It is just such a great way to shut off your brain and really immerse yourself in a story. So I'm making it official here, and you guys can hold me accountable by the end of the year. I have been wanting to make a little mini library of all the books that I've read in recent years. I've seen a lot of inspo online, and I just think it is such a great way to display your books, especially if you're someone that uses an e-reader and you don't have the physical copy of every single book. So this is a great way to display that. This essentially is a shadow box. It's deep enough where you can put stuff inside of it. And even at IKEA, they did have an example of how you could use this. So I thought this would be perfect for this project. And I also noticed that the price varied depending on the color that you get. So white is definitely the cheapest, but we are not gonna leave it like this. I definitely wanna add some personality to it. So let's start by changing up this base. So my plan for this is to make it look like wood. So I have the base brown paint already. And then on top, I'm gonna do a dark brown color to make it look like wood grain. I've tried doing this with wood stain in the past, and that works really well. It just takes a long time to dry. So I wanted to try it out with acrylic paint, and I think I'm gonna be able to do it with this blending gel. This is such a game changer. So I started using it this year, and you can use it so many different ways. You just add a little bit to your paint and it makes it easier to blend. It also keeps your paint wet longer. So if you're someone who is really slow at painting and your paint dries before you get to finish it, this is such an amazing addition. For this project, I'm gonna add it to the brown paint, and that's basically gonna make this more sheer without diluting the paint with water. That way we're kind of creating our own gel stain. So I'm hoping this works. I have not tried it before, but I have confidence that it will, and you can use any type of brush for this. I would recommend using a brush with some rough bristles, or you could also use a paper towel, which I've done in the past. This faux wood grain is looking pretty good so far. It is almost there. But before I actually finish it, I'm going to quote unquote stain this wood bow that I got. I found this and I thought it would be the perfect addition just to place it right here. I love that it creates this arch shape. I also got these, which are a beautiful rose, but I feel like it'll just be too much if I add it on. Yeah, I feel like it would be too much. I don't know. What do you guys think? I will keep thinking about these pieces, but I'm for sure gonna do the bow, so I want to stain it first. That way I can get an exact color match to this frame. This is the back piece of the frame and I definitely want to cover it, so you could either do fabric or scrapbook paper. I have a couple of options, so let me talk you through them. So I have this scrapbook paper that I've been holding on to. I love that it's just like a bunch of little books, and this is from Joanne. RIP to Joanne, but this is like one of the last scrapbook papers that I have from them. This is very on theme with the books, but I feel like once we add our little books into it, it's just gonna be too busy, so I will probably save this for another day. And then for fabric, I have these two options. This is a leftover tablecloth that I found at the thrift store. I think this might actually look really good, or we also have a green gingham, which is part of this huge pack that I bought a while ago. But essentially what I'm gonna do is just cover this and hot glue it onto the back. I just have to figure out which one to do. I feel like this is the winner. Let's go with this one. It is time to work on my mini books for my little library. So I got these teeny tiny little books that you can actually open up with little pages in them. I found a free template where you can put in your own book cover, so I will link that down below, but you could also just go on Pinterest, put in your book title and then mini book, and that will show up as well. I'm using sticker paper, so this will go by faster, but you could also just print on regular paper and glue it on. Also, I have to show you guys my shirt because I'm wearing my Emily Henry shirt for this momentous occasion. It's filled with stamps from different locations in her books. I think it is so cute. I am such an Emily Henry fan, and I'm hoping she has some new books coming out this year. One of her books is coming out as a movie on Netflix this month, so you guys definitely have to check that out even if you haven't read any of her books. It is so good. You guys voted no to the corner pieces, so I'm only adding the bow, and look at how well this matches. Like, the color is so good. I did think about putting it up top like this, but I think I prefer it to cover this part. Like, I think that makes it more interesting. I'm gonna take my favorite super glue, add this on top, and then we can put the rest of it together. feel like tile decor has been trending for a while now. Like, do you guys remember those tile tables that were everywhere just a couple of years ago? Well, now for 2026, I feel like we're taking them a step further, adding a little bit more whimsy. I'm seeing the addition of designs and drawings on them, and I love that extra detail, especially seeing them in kitchens. And I've been wanting to create my own tiled frame after seeing this one from Urban Outfitters. So for this project, I'm using a frame from IKEA. There are so many different ones to choose from. You just want to make sure that you find one with a flat border on it. I had such a hard time finding tiles that would fit it exactly, so I found these, which are 1 inch by 1 inch. I'm really hoping that these work, otherwise I'm gonna find a way to make these work. My plan is to go in with paint markers and then go in with a brush for all the details. I've been pinning so many inspiration photos of hand-painted tiles, especially in a kitchen, and I feel like that is honestly one of my dreams to do that one day, either in a kitchen or a bathroom or even a little bar. But knowing me though, I would feel so indecisive about what to paint because it's basically going to be permanent because you're placing it and grouting it. So until then, this project is really scratching that itch. And while doing this project, it suddenly occurred to me that this really reminds me of this plaque that I have above my childhood bedroom. I believe someone gifted it to my parents when I was born, but it basically spells out my name in these cute little tiles in a frame. So in case you want to try out this project but maybe don't want it to be a mirror or a picture frame, this is such a good idea. To make these more durable, I made sure to put on a glossy top coat spray paint just on top. I feel like this is the best method to do that. You could also probably do a UV resin, and if you guys have any other tips on how to seal up tile, let me know down in the comments. Here's where we're at so far. So these are actually my first test pieces. I just used my paint markers with these, but I did not like the way they were looking. Oh, the paint just looks very streaky and I just was not feeling this. So instead I just went in with regular acrylic paint. I love this style. It's a little bit cottagey. I'm obsessed with painting gingham at the moment. This little goose is probably my favorite thing that I've painted so far. And I think I'm gonna add a little border around some of these as well after I put it on the frame. I'm also keeping everything to this color scheme. So we have green, yellow, blue, red, pink, and then this beige. So these are done. Now I have like 40 more to go. All the pieces are done. I am really happy with how they all look together. I think they look pretty cohesive, but now we have to figure out how to put them onto the frame. We're gonna puzzle them together so that they look balanced all around this whole entire thing. I added a little tape border to help me keep this even, and then we're gonna add in the wood pieces afterwards. This might be the cutest thing I've ever made. So you can definitely use it as a picture frame using the original packaging. Or I found out that IKEA's mirrors actually fit inside the frame. So that is what I'm going to do with this. I'm just going to pop it inside. I'm gonna need you guys to tell me in the comments which project was your favorite from this video because these were so much fun. I really enjoyed making this little library, but I think the tile project has to be my favorite. It's probably one of the cutest things I've ever made. Like, I'm looking at it right now on the opposite wall and I cannot believe I made that with my own 2 hands. This was my first tile project of the year and certainly not the last because I am hooked now. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. I already have some plans for my next project, so definitely stay tuned. That is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired and I will see you in the next one. Bye!